Welcome back to the Jet Press Podcast. My name is Justin Freed, and I'm joined, as always, by my good friend, Mike Luciano. Mike, we're officially almost in the dog days of the NFL offseason, a couple of days away from the start of Jets rookie mini camp. How you doing, my friend? What's going on?
Well, the optimism hasn't really died down a lot because we're starting to get the Jets back in the building now. We saw interviews from Frank Reich and Chris Banjo and Brian Duker. I don't know how they'll be as coaches. I know Frank Reich is a much better orator than Brian Duker. I know that much already. We still don't have any Jets rookie numbers here. I'm still curious of what they are.
We don't even have UDFA signings announced yet. They didn't. Nope. The Jets did this last year too. They didn't announce it until the start of rookie minicamp, which is a little annoying that they wait that long, but whatever.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know if Bailey will take 31 or 23 was his other college number. 31 is Glenn's number. That's a big thing. I think if I could will it into existence, I would say Bailey gets either that, because I want him to get 90, then I forgot that was retired. Mm-hmm. I want Sadiq to get 81, good tight end number, 18, and Cooper's got to get 83. Get more receivers in the 80s.
81 was Dustin Keller, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
81 was Dustin Keller. The last two is taken. I think 3 is taken, so
yeah.
Or 3 may need to be kept open for Russ. So.
Who's Tavondre Sweat's 99. I was gonna say 99 is always, I love 99 for an edge rusher.
Yeah, but or a guy like Tavondre Sweat.
Yeah, or just a big nose.
You got to be Will McDonald who had it, or Tavondre Sweat.
Yes.
So we'll get into a couple. We're gonna do this periodically throughout the offseason, kind of just do a state of the union for certain Jets positional rooms. We're gonna start with the quarterbacks because that's the hot button topic right now. We're going to talk a little Breece Hall, but we had a quick breaking news that happened about an hour before the show that we have to laugh at. It is Jets related. You know where to find us: Apple, Google, Spotify, Overcast, wherever you get your podcasts. We are there. And on YouTube, if you want to support the show, subscribe. Hit that button. Hit the like button. Hit the hype button if you have the feature to. That helps support the show, push us up. Make sure to leave a good review on all the podcast platforms too. It's just for the algorithm. You can just say your favorite ice cream flavor. It doesn't matter. It just likes to see lots of ratings and reviews. So that helps us.
We also, by the way, I'll say this too. We also have a very fun and exciting segment planned for the end that I'm very excited about, Mike. It's something that we've done in a short. If you check us out on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, whatever. We had done a Jets Immaculate Grid for those, the Immaculate Grid. If you don't know,
we'll just give it up immediately. All right.
I'll say what it is. I don't care. I
want to keep the surprise.
I put it in the tweet, Mike. Everyone, if you saw the tweet, you saw it already. We have a couple Jets Immaculate Grids. We'll see how much we have time for today, but I'm excited to go through those with not only you, Mike, but I want to see if chat can give us the most obscure answers for some of these Jets Immaculate Grid categories. But that'll be the end of the show. That'll be like the treat at the end that we wait for and have fun with.
Let's start off with something that I couldn't even think this up. Mm-hmm. So Joe Douglas has landed on his feet back with the Philadelphia Eagles, which he had to take a lot. Those feet have been bearing a lot of weight lately, but he's landed on them and went back to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Was that a fat joke, Mike?
Possibly.
I thought Becton was your only target for those.
It's mostly Becton, but
okay.
But so that you'd think that one former failed Jets GM would be enough for the Eagles, especially during the turbulent times there right now. But no, 2, because Mike Maccagnan
is back.
He's now a front office executive. They kind of have an unspecified role, but he is in the Philadelphia Eagles front office next to Howie Roseman.
Yep.
This reminds me of when failed coaches would go be like an assistant for Alabama under Nick Saban.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously Saban's doing the coaching. Obviously Howie Roseman's picking the players. But Mike Maccagnan, former soccer player and all, like lacrosse player and all, is back. One thing I found funny about Mike Maccagnan is Joe Douglas, at least right after he got fired, he was already looking for stuff near Philly. Like he knew the Eagles would take him back. This is Mike Maccagnan's first job in football since the Jets fired him.
Yep.
In 2019, after the most concerning thing I can ever say about Mike Maccagnan was he lost a power struggle to Adam Gase. And after losing that power struggle to Adam Gase, nobody's touched him.
Which, amazingly, Mike, the same offseason, the same year that Adam Gase returns to the football world, to the NFL world, Mike Maccagnan is back. It's a 2-for-1.
We've always joked around about how, because a lot of the Jets firees, especially coaches, just bounce right back in either similar or elevated roles, because if you're bad with the Jets, it doesn't hurt your resume because it's the Jets. it's kind of like that with front offices. The only two guys who've defied that are Gase and Maccagnan. And now Gase is back and Maccagnan's back. We gave Joe Douglas a lot of crap over the last couple of years. Even, I think, more retroactively, seeing kind of what his machinations did to this team long term. Like, things made sense in the moment, and then got to pay the piper, and it's, whoa, what's going on here? Maccagnan was worse. Maccagnan was a worse GM.
Unequivocally, yes.
We've been sending screenshots of the various different drafts. Really, like, outside of the first round, did he have a good pick?
It's funny because you could be
like Shell in 5 years.
You could say results versus process, because obviously Maccagnan had more success with the Jets than Joe Douglas. I mean, Maccagnan won Executive of the Year, Mike.
In year one,
he led him to a 10-win season. But I do think
which is like 18 on a Jets world,
right? Which this isn't to stand for Joe Douglas, because he obviously had many flaws with the Jets and never found a quarterback, couldn't build an offensive line. At least with a lot of the time with Joe Douglas, I think there was a vision with him. Maccagnan just went buck wild. Like, he just signed as many dudes as possible. Was like, yeah, let's bring in Tremaine Johnson. Let's bring in whoever, right? And we're gonna just Buster Screen. Did he bring in Buster Screen?
I think he did. Yeah,
he might have.
Yeah, Douglas, right?
I guess he would have. Well, it would have been before that. I guess what was Screen's first year? 2015.
Yeah, that was the first year. That was.
I guess so then. Buster Screen.
But I was screenshotting just the Pro Football Reference drafts that they had, just to see all the picks. And this is 2015, 2016, 2017. So his first 3 years. His bed was made for a while. He did take Quinnen, but as I mentioned before, Quinnen, after, I think, was that Kyler went 1, Nick Bosa went 2. The most obvious slam dunk, no thought about it, easy pick there was. And then he got fired right after.
I was going to say, he took Quinnen and it didn't even get to reap the reward of it because he got fired instantly. But then it was also the same draft where he took Ja'Kai Polite with his second pick.
Like, let's go 2015. Leonard Williams, okay, good pick, but also nobody, it's like Orville Reese this year. Nobody thought Leonard Williams would be there when he was there. The second best pick in that draft was Bryce Petty. Think about that. Devin Smith, Lorenzo Malden, Jarvis Harrison, Deion Simon.
Hey, Deion Simon was like, all right, Northwestern State, right? That's where he went to school?
Possibly.
I think he went to Northwestern State. Deion Simon was like an okay
he had 16 career NFL games, fewer than Devin Smith.
He was an okay rotational backup nose tackle for one season, which may or may not be better than what Bryce Petty did.
Then, he did 2016.
Yeah, man.
First two picks.
First two
Darren
picks.
Lee, Christian Hackenberg.
That is about as bad as it gets.
That is as bad. Well, one especially now.
Well, yeah, I mean, even without the murder, like, even without all that, it's still awful.
And then Hackenberg right after. We can go chapter
honestly,
verse for Christian Hackenberg.
That 2016 draft, 3rd to 5th round, actually not bad. Jordan Jenkins, Justin Burris, and who was 5th round? Brandon Shell. That's pretty solid. That's actually for a 3rd, 4th, and 5th round picks. That's not bad.
And then 2017, Jamal Adams. Oh, that's a good pick. Again,
it is just really funny though, starting that draft with back-to-back safeties. Like, that's
Marcus May, decent player.
What an insane roster building strategy.
You probably don't want him high second row, decent player.
Yeah, I mean,
then
he was good.
Nothing.
Yep.
Ardarius Stewart, Chad Hansen, both of them suck. Jordan Leggett, I actually thought was going to be okay. He did nothing.
That Dylan Donahue draft.
Dylan Donahue driving the wrong way in the Lincoln Tunnel. Elijah McGuire.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just napalming the roster. He drafted for 5 years and got 3 above average NFL players and 2 standouts.
Elijah McGuire had a moment there, Mike. He had a moment. like one individual moment.
This is just, I don't want to say it's like complete cronyism because he's been out of the league so long. Like, if he went back and got another job immediately, I wouldn't say that. But my goodness, Mike Maccagnan, now him and Joe Douglas, who have overseen literally a full decade of no success, 1 winning season, no playoffs, they're now in the same office.
Brian said, anytime you could pair up the two men responsible for a decade of Jets success, you simply have to hire them. And he clarified, as long as you understand that success means continuing the Jets' decades-long mission, and as long as you understand that the Jets' decades-long mission is losing as many games as possible.
I mean, he hasn't had a job in the NFL in 7 years. Guys were clamoring to hire Mike Maccagnan, obviously.
I do love that he kind of soft launched his return because he was like completely out of the public eye for close to a decade. Like you even hear of this dude.
Made a lot of money as Jets GM. I'd be out of the public eye.
You would have been more likely to run into him at a local Starbucks than see him anywhere online. Like he was not in the public eye. He loved his coffee. And then all of a sudden he was doing some podcasting recently. He was
talking about safeties, oddly enough.
He made some
appearances on Dylan Thieneman.
He did. He made some appearances on podcasts. Like, oh, Mike Maccagnan has emerged from hibernation. Interesting. And now all of a sudden he's not only hired by the Eagles, but he's hired by the Eagles to join Joe Douglas. If there is one general manager that can get away with this, Mike, if there's one front office that can get away with this, it's Howie Roseman and Eagles. Like if this was like the Raiders that made these hires, I think it would be more of like a, LOL Raiders kind of thing. It would still be LOL Jets, but also like, what are the Raiders doing? Right. Or so oh my God, the Titans.
Stalin, Douglas, or well, that didn't work. Let's try again.
Douglas, Saleh, Maccagnan, all in Tennessee. Oh my God, that'd be so funny.
No way it'll be this bad again, right?
No way. But the Raiders or the Eagles can get away with it, just like they can get away with drafting a dude who's never even picked up a football in his life in the 7th round. They can get away with this. It's fine.
It's just like, I know they lost a guy, their assistant GM. He kind of like left the NFL and he's doing
Alex Hallaby, who had, I believe, interviewed for the Jets GM job recently enough. Like,
I think that was in the Muji cycle.
I think that was the Muji cycle. Yeah.
And then it was going to be Lance Newmark, and then he Newmarked it up, and
Newmark, the Newmark files. Shout out Badlands, the Newmark files.
So let's move on from Mike Maccagnan, because we could just do an hour and a half of complaining about the late 2010s Jets, which were almost entirely set up to fail by Mike Maccagnan.
Let's complain about
that failure.
Let's complain about the 2020s Jets and how they might still be set up for failure.
Well, let's at least. I think they're pretty well set up at running back.
Yeah.
Breece Hall still wants a contract, and now it's silly season. It's rumor season, because we're seeing reports that they are close to a deal, reports that they are nowhere close to a deal. I saw someone tweet out a 4-year, $60 million extension offer. I believe it was Boomer Esiason said that, and then that was quickly refuted as that is nowhere close to what either party is asking for.
What a shock. You tell me, Mike, that the same guy who lied about the Washington Admirals, about Ben Johnson being a lock for the Commanders, with the team name that he could not get right, the same guy who said that the Jets were, that Mekhi Becton weighed like 400 and something pounds, I believe is what he said.
I believe that.
Said that. I know you do, of course.
That's 2 and 15 minutes.
That's my fault. I teed you up for it. Same guy who said that the Devontae Adams trade would happen in like August or whatever. You're telling me he was wrong again and he lied again? That's crazy, Mike. Oh my God.
So the debate again is going to be like the will they, won't they, kind of what's the situation with Breece. And I really don't want to necessarily get into that now, because we've talked about that before. I'm sure we're going to talk about it again right now. But I think the Jets are in a pretty good spot as far as negotiations are concerned, because it's not going to be $15 million a year. It's probably going to be in the 12, 13 range. And for a team who's paying nobody, you want to do that. And if you lock it, and we always mentioned before about building to 2027 in this situation, we said on the last show, not only is the Jets non-quarterback offense, not only is it not bad, like there's a chance that it's good. That they have a good offensive line and good pass catchers. And if Frank Reich is more Indianapolis Frank Reich and less Carolina Frank Reich, I think they may have some sort of scheme cooking here.
Yeah, comes down to quarterback and play caller, which
it's unfortunately are down to them, but
arguably the two most important things.
But if they do end up picking a quarterback in 2027, if they are out of the Brendan Sorsby sweepstake, which we said before, I wouldn't invest anything more than like a third and a fourth there, especially when you basically told everybody in football you're taking a quarterback next year. Part of what makes that situation good, in my opinion, is the running game. And if you have Breece Hall, we're in the point now with the Jets where I think even if something goes wrong and Glenn is gone, which may happen, which may not happen, even if that does happen, I think the time of stripping the roster bare and looking for spare parts, I think that's over. So I think that would be kind of a reversion thing. Things may change at the deadline, but I'm even more of against the deadline move right now, because that would seem to me like almost like you're leaning too hard into the process, if that makes any sense. Like, oh, we have to trade everybody because we're bad now and get more picks. They have 3 first-round picks. Like, I think the asset acquisition point of this regime, I think that's over. I think that was Sauce and Quinnen and being that bad last year. Now I think you're in pay Breece Hall territory, and he can mope around and be sad if they suck another year, which they probably are, and he's going to mope around a lot. But I think he'll mope less with a $13 million contract extension. And I think the quarterback is not going to be Darnoldized and thrown into a meat grinder if they have a running back like Breece next to him.
I did find it interesting that pre-free agency, I believe Samini and others said that it seemed like that the Jets and Breece Hall were pretty close to reaching a deal on an extension, that it was likely going to get done at some point before training camp. Samini had another update a couple days ago. I think it might have been last week, where he was like, actually, now it kind of sounds like they're not that close. And I do wonder, Mike, if some of that was Kenneth Walker got a bit more than the Jets maybe expected, or a bit more than the Jets were hoping he would get, because he got—
how much did he get? Was it that crazy?
He got $14.4 million a year, I believe is what he got. It was 3 years. Yeah, which that's more than the tender. That's more than Breece Hall is currently making on his franchise tag tender.
It's also, he also has a Super Bowl MVP, and
right. But I think Breece and his agents are going to say that he's just as good as Kenneth Walker. I think that'll be the what they're pushing, whether you agree with that or not, whatever. That's going to be their stance in negotiations. And I don't think the Jets are going to want to pay him more than that, especially if, you're not— I don't think, and I maintain this belief, I don't think the Jets are sold on Breece Hall being a long-term building block of the roster. I don't think they're sold on him being a guy that they want to build around. That doesn't mean that he can't be. I'm not saying he won't be on the roster 3 years from now. I don't know. A lot can change, right? The Jets, if the Jets win some football games and Breece Hall plays really well, the entire vibe changes, because then Breece is probably happy. The Jets are a lot more eager to pay a happy Breece and to make him even happier if he's playing well and helping them win games than if they're losing games, he's moping around. At that point, I think they probably end up moving him at the deadline. If the Jets go into the deadline and he's still not— they don't have an extension in place, which even if they do have an extension in place, I could still see him getting traded, like another Sauce Gardner situation where they structure it in a way that they can still move him. I think there's a chance that they would end up trading him. But I think if you are a Jets fan that wants to see Breece all around long-term, you should be hoping— you should be hoping first that they get an extension done before training camp. I don't think it's necessarily like definitely that they're not going to do that, but it seems to be trending in the wrong direction with that. But if not, you hope the Jets win some games, and you hope Breece Hall plays really well, and then he's motivated because he is on that franchise tag and he's in a contract year. If they don't get that extension done, that he's motivated, he plays really well, and the Jets win games, and everybody's happy, and they're happy. They're open to pay him. I am hesitant that happens. I'm hesitant that the Jets win some games. I'm hesitant that they're I hesitate to say that they're going to be in a position going into the deadline where they're not looking to potentially sell off spare parts that they're not confident are long-term building blocks. And I think Breece Hall could find himself in that category. And I'm also hesitant that Hall's, going to do enough to convince him that, both on the field and off the field, that he's someone that they want to keep around. But we'll see what happens, Mike. I guess I'm more pessimistic or cynical about the situation than you are, but
well, how could you not be?
I guess.
I will say, like, I don't know if this is like Jets colored glasses on here, but you see all these 2027 mock drafts, and I know a lot of them are going based on Super Bowl odds, but the Jets are kind of in that Arizona, Miami group right now. Cleveland too. I don't think either Cleveland too. I think will be better than that, but I don't think the Jets are going to be like top 3 pick bad. I don't know if they'll be good or save Aaron Glenn good, but as Keep It Simple says, with the players they have on the roster right now, there's no excuse for not winning 7 games. This should not be 4-13 again.
Yeah,
it should not be, even with the harder schedule.
The excuse, just like we're going to, and look, it sucks that we have to keep repeating this point. It's May, and we'll be saying this a million times until August, until September. The excuse is quarterback. The excuse, I mean, this isn't an excuse, but offensive play caller, they hired Frank Reich. But those are my hesitations with the Jets right now. It's coaching, because I thought the coaching staff left a lot to be desired in 2025, even if they may have made marginal improvements as the year went on. Like, it was also very difficult.
And they were not in a very advantageous situation anyway.
For sure. It was also very difficult to judge the final month and a half of the season, right? Because
they literally didn't have a guy who would throw the ball for a month. They wouldn't even attempt passes for a month. So
I don't want the last 5 months to change how I felt about Aaron Glenn at the end of the year. I'm not confident that Aaron Glenn is the head coach in the New York Jets in 2027. I would like for him to be. I hope he will be. But I'm not confident in this coaching staff, and I'm certainly not confident in Geno Smith, who was, one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL last year. We can talk there's a lot of Kool-Aid that we can drink, Mike. It's May. We could say Geno was behind a horrific offensive line that regressed significantly due to a toxic coaching staff. He had nobody at receiver after Jacoby Myers was traded. Like, it's very easy to sit here and say, okay, these are the reasons that Geno Smith struggled. But man, like, he was still terrible. And it's possible that he's physically cooked at this stage. So the reason for the Jets not to win 7 games, if they don't, quarterback is probably a big one, right? If the defense sucks, yeah, there's no excuses for that.
That might be more concerning from an Aaron Glenn point of view. Like, if they win 7 games and the defense is terrible,
then you're like, what do we do?
If they win 7 games and Geno sucks, then I think you keep them.
I guess the most Jets outcome of this season is they win 7 games. Geno actually plays really well, and then you don't get a high pick. But you're also like, I guess we're going to draft the quarterback, but also Geno was really good this year, but the defense sucked. And now there's like Aaron Glenn. Do you fire him after winning 7 games and improving significantly, but the defense sucked? That would be a very Jets.
His defense, did he be calling? Like,
right. And then maybe like a lot of the picks, maybe David Bailey.
It's expensive because you paid a lot of money for veterans on that side. So
maybe David Bailey has an underwhelming season, but Kenyon Sadiq and Omar Cooper are awesome. Like, what do you do then? Like, that's just so what a weird scenario to find yourself in.
Keep it simple. Pats won't repeat their success from last year. Pats and Jets should be close to even. Whoa, I disagree.
You are very optimistic. Keep it simple.
Drake May and Geno Smith, a little bit of distance between them.
I appreciate the positivity, and I agree that
I appreciate it too. I'm not that positive, but
I agree that they're likely due for regression. I'm with you.
Geno was good enough to help the Seahawks win 10 games the year prior.
Right, but that was the year prior.
And then that pretty much the exact same team won a Super Bowl right after he left.
No, Geno 2022 to 2024, Geno Smith, I think you could argue is a top 15 quarterback. Those 3 seasons, like the totality of those 3 seasons.
He was one of the film gods
really good.
For a very long time.
2025 was a disaster. And look, I've talked to some people, we talked to Levi, Mike, who knows the Raiders very well. He follows them. He watched every single snap of Geno Smith's 2025 season. And I believe the prevailing belief around the organization and from media members that cover the Raiders was, obviously the situation exacerbated issues and made Geno worse, but physically he just wasn't the same guy. Like, his arm, he still thought he kind of had the same arm that he did in Seattle and earlier in his career, and he was trying to make the same throws that he just couldn't make anymore. And that, if you are a Jets fan, is the most concerning thing going into 2026. You're hoping that that's not the case, and you're hoping that even if he is a little bit physically diminished, that it's not backbreaking, that it's not enough to completely wreck his 2026 season and you just resign yourself to the fact that he's a terrible NFL quarterback now. That's the concerning part, right? If you're looking at 2026.
I don't know how good he'll be, but I feel fairly confident. I'm very rarely confident with good things about the Jets, that he'll be better than he was with the Raiders. I just don't know how much better.
You would hope. I mean, led the league in interceptions last year, was the worst year of his starting career. So since he's become a starter again, right? Not counting the early Jets years. You would hope he'd be better.
You think he will be, or?
Yeah, I think, I mean, if we're betting right now, I would say
between Seattle Geno and Las Vegas Geno.
I don't think he's going to be Seattle Geno. I don't think he'll be 2022 to 2024 Geno Smith. I just don't think physically he can be that guy anymore. But look, he's got a good offensive line. If the Jets stay healthy up front, he's got a good offensive line. They have plenty of receivers, and they can honestly afford an injury or two there. Like, they actually are like, they need a wide receiver 4 at this stage, but they have Garrett Wilson, Adonai Mitchell, Omar Cooper, Mason Taylor, Kenyon Sadiq, Breece Hall. That is more than enough targets. That is more than enough weapons. So the situation's a lot better. If the defense isn't completely dog shit, yeah, there's no reason Geno shouldn't be better than he was last year unless he's completely cooked.
I think one good thing is we talk about the quarterback room as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing that's a little more advantageous for Geno, on top of the fact that I'm not trying to make the Jets out like they're the Great Wall of Dallas with this amazing offensive line, but it's good.
Yeah.
Even though Dylan Parham, one of his Raiders guys, is there.
Health is going to be key.
Going from that to that with no other factors changed is going to result in an improved performance.
Yes.
Health and then on top of that, I think the way the Jets have structured their offense, I genuinely don't know what Chip Kelly was trying to do last year with the Raiders.
I don't think anyone knows.
I don't know like what his principles were or anything like that. Like, it seems like the Jets, the way they've prioritized their weapons this year, all 3 of their top pass catchers right now, if Sadiq and Cooper are going to be in the top 3, are all good yak guys.
Right.
And I think that's going to be good for an older quarterback that's not going to be as cavalier down the field. It's going to be a little more step back, find the guy, hit him. I think that's going to be a lot better because all he had with the Raiders, he had Trey Tucker, who's just like a go that way, go ball guy.
Yep.
Brock Bowers is this amazing, great chess piece, but they didn't know how to use him, and he was hurt.
And and he barely played. What did he play?
Barely played, so that didn't help.
He had a Garrett Wilson season. Like he barely.
The Jets have 3 guys who can take a slant and go for 25, 30 yards, which I think is really good for a guy like Geno Smith who needs a bounce back year.
He'll have to adjust his play style a little bit for that because he is somebody that he has a tendency to try for the home run ball at all times, which, look, after watching Justin Fields last year is going to be such a shell shock for Jets fans. Like it is the complete opposite style of quarterback.
Well, he throws it anyway. That's a shell shock.
He will throw it just in jet. He'll throw it. He'll throw the football, which Justin Fields wasn't.
Look at what we're asking for here.
He's going to throw the foot. He's going to throw the ball. He's a quarterback.
Eagles fans like complain about Jalen Hurts and shit, and then you're just like, our guy didn't throw the ball for a month.
It's like I can't believe
10 yards one game.
The substantial improvement in the Jets passing game is going to be they employ a quarterback who throws the ball, Mike. Oh my God.
As Justin freezes up here.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you froze up here.
What? Okay,
hi. Yeah, you're good now. So
that was weird. That looked good.
That was weird. Okay. Slow Runner says, I would love an Aaron Rodgers type season. I'd imagine
which is a hilarious statement if you think about it. Like if you just hear that, but
if you said that 2 years ago, you'd be what?
But what Rodgers did with the Jets, Rodgers was roughly like the 20th best quarterback in the NFL. If Geno could do that, absolutely, you take that 100%.
And just when look, we don't want to relitigate the Aaron Rodgers year. He sucked, blah blah blah. We don't need to.
He was below average. I thought there was still things that he did well. Obviously, I think they'll play extremely stylistically different for sure. But
he also, though, to I guess give him, I don't want to say credit, but and when they fired Saleh, I mean, that was a sinking ship on fire. How many times did Rodgers actually play well and they're ahead in the fourth quarter? It wasn't like 3 games in a row or something like that. The Seahawks, I remember the Colts too. Rodgers played okay, and then the whole team had just given up at that point, and then they end up losing the lead in the game.
Yep.
So there were some games like that in there, and I don't think the Jets are in. The only solid mopers that are around right now are Jamie Sherwood and Breece.
It's how it goes, Mike, and that's why it's been so difficult to evaluate anything with the Jets in recent years because they're out of it before you know it. Like, how do you evaluate December football when no one's trying and no one's playing for anything, or at least
we said that on those streams and all the Brady Cook games were like, I can't, even with Aaron Glenn, I'm like, I can't make decisions on this. Like, these aren't NFL players.
Like, Mike, I think Juwan Briggs is really good, but was he just really good compared to Peyton Page? I don't fucking know. It's possible that we're significantly overrating him, or it's possible that we're significantly underrating guys like a Jamie Sherwood, who maybe he'll bounce back significantly, paired with Demario Davis. And
was Adonai Mitchell good, or he just get a bunch of targets because they literally had no other warm bodies on the roster? Like, I don't know.
Doing those post-game shows was an exhausting experience.
Well, because for a month, literally everything we said was, A, what did you expect? B, if you expected something, that's a you problem. And then C, like, what, are we going to get mad Brady Cook sucks, or Keidron Smith and Samuel Womack weren't making plays here? Like,
still on the roster, Samuel Womack.
Like, how could we make any decisions on
Khalil Herbert, RB1?
And then at least this year, like, I was talking to you before the show, like, they have so many veteran depth pieces, not to act like this roster is going to be great. Like, it's tough figuring out who the game day and actives are going to be.
Yeah.
Because all their edge rushers are free agents they brought in. You don't want to deactivate like an Eningbare or somebody like that.
No, they'll have, assuming health, they'll have 5 active. They'll have 4 active. So it'll be McDonald, Bailey, Eningbare, Asai. Those are your 4 active.
Sweat, Briggs, Phillips. That's 7.
Darrell Jackson probably is on the outside looking in as far as the game day roster right now, because they'll probably have 8 active defensive.
It's tough linemen. If there's a fringe top 100 pick who's a healthy scratch, but.
It was a 4th round pick. It happens. Obviously we knew when they drafted him that they already have 4 defensive tackles and they're, interior defensive linemen ahead of him on the roster, because some of them are playing ends when they were playing 3-eye, whatever. But
secondary too, I'm probably VJ Payne, but like, are any of the cornerbacks? I don't know. Like, it's finally we're having these problems and not let's pull a guy off the street and then 2 weeks later he started.
I mean, it's also hard to say because we don't know what the 53-man roster is going to look like. But like, if Cisco and Payne are both on the 53, I do wonder if Payne would get the nod if he impresses on specials, because I'm not sure Cisco's a big specials guy.
Looking at the quarterback room, I want to take this to the non-Geno quadrant for a little bit.
Which, by the way, reported today that the Jets officially do have an offer on the table for Russell Wilson.
Yes, and you know how I don't want to get too get off my lawn, old guy here, but
you do. You love being that guy.
But you ever see like an ML football list? It's like top 10, whatever. It'll be like top 10 worst draft picks ever, and then Jalen Reagor or somebody's like number 5.
Yeah.
Jalen Rager's not even in the top 100 worst picks ever, probably.
Right.
Like you hear it with Geno too. Oh, Geno Smith is the worst quarterback. Okay, yeah, Geno Smith is the worst He's worse than Brady Cook. Okay, that makes sense. Like, you get you frustrated about how things just pick up narratively among these young kids today with their Nintendos. But
what are you saying, brother?
I'm just trying to be old man here.
It's not even the young kids. It's the engagement farming accounts.
But,
that's what it is.
Like,
that's
there's this thing now that like, oh God, they can't sign Russell Wilson. Well, for the longest time, it was going to be Tyrod Taylor. He is signed with the Green Bay Packers, which I like for him because he's been with this crappy team for so long.
Yeah.
Maybe he has one more year left. Decent chance of making a playoff run. Jordan Love is not like an Iron Man. Is an Austrian Jet fan with 20 memberships because he is the man. Awesome. Man, you guys are slacking because Austrian Jet fan is lapping you guys.
Thank you as always. I thank you so much, Austrian Jet fan. I did have one prepared. I have an Austrian fun fact prepared in advance of whenever the next time.
Some of the new members include, by the way, Jake Assman and the Meadowlands Swamp Thing. I just love that as a
Meadowlands Swamp Thing. That's a great name.
The old comic book character. Yeah.
Wow. Welcome, everyone. Shout out Austrian Jet fan. Your Austrian fun fact in honor of Austrian Jet fan here is, Mike, did you know that Austria is the country where the first postcards were ever issued?
Really?
The world's first written postcard was sent from some Linz in Austria, whatever. October 1st, 1869, and served to coordinate a visit among acquaintances.
Well, it's a beautiful place to get pictures from. Yeah, so
the original,
a lot of mountains and stuff.
The original can be seen in the treasury of the Museum of Communication in Berlin. Look at that. Amazing. Neat. So if you ever used a postcard in your life, you have Austrian Jet fan specifically to thank for it. He said, gentlemen,
he did it.
Start your engine. Hell yeah, man. Much appreciated, friend, as always.
So Tyrod goes to Green Bay. And again, Jordan Love is not like an Iron Man. So there's a chance that he may be able to play for a game or two. I really like that spot for him, especially because over the last couple of years, Green Bay's always drafted and developed a bunch of guys. This is a little more robust, for lack of a better word. But, all right, so he's gone now. Literally, we're getting to the point where if there's no Russ, like, there's not even a bunch of debatable options. I want one or two. Like,
no.
There's barely any viable. It's Cooper Rush.
That's
it. If you want a veteran quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo's retiring, I think.
There's one other, Mike.
Who is it?
We haven't really talked about him. And, again, it's the bottom of the barrel here. Joshua Dobbs is still a free agent.
All right, so if you don't sign Russ and you want a veteran backup quarterback, so not like a Will Levis trade or a Tanner McKee trade because the Eagles have 4 quarterbacks now. Mm-hmm. If you don't sign Russell Wilson, who for all his faults can operate an NFL offense, obviously he's not what he once was. That's why he's looking for backup jobs.
Yeah.
But he can operate an offense for like 2 or 3 games if Geno Smith is indisposed and the season's not over yet. If they don't get him, literally, you'll have to debate Josh Dobbs or Cooper Rush, which there is no debate. It would be Josh Dobbs is the better player there. And then Josh Dobbs would have to, that would be the guy.
Yeah.
That's it. And he got beat out by Tommy DeVito.
That's it. Debating that, Mike, and if we're getting to Cooper Rush versus Josh Dobbs debates, I'm going to throw Bailey Zappi in there. And I'm going to say, is Bailey Zappi that much worse than than the alternatives on the market? And I don't think the answer is, I think he's pretty close. I don't think Zappi is that much worse than Cooper Rush. I'm pretty sure they're roughly in the same.
I think Bailey Zappi is better than Cooper Rush.
He might be. It's weird because, like, I actually thought he was pretty serviceable.
Cooper Rush is one of the worst quarterbacks I've seen play as many games as he has recently.
His stuff with the Ravens last year, that might have been the worst. It was Brady Cook levels. That
was really abysmal.
Bad. It was hard. He was better in Dallas. I don't know if it was just a bad system for him. Like, it always felt weird when they signed him in Baltimore.
Well, he never had an arm, like strength, but now he's older.
Yeah, it just never made sense in Baltimore too. Scheme fit wise, it's just a terrible fit.
Can you get 2 more different quarterbacks than Lamar Jackson?
Back up Lamar Jackson with Cooper Rush.
Well, it's like when he backed up Flacco. It's like, can you get 2 more different
guys? But I don't know. Zappy was actually serviceable in New England.
He's an NFL, a bad one, but an NFL quarterback.
Look, not the QB wins are a stat here, but he went 4-4 as a starter in New England. He was keeping them afloat. He did all right.
Playing Mac Jones.
There was a point where he did. And yeah,
there were legitimate, like, man, is Mac Jones done? Do they just roll with Bailey Zappi? Like that?
Yeah.
Zappy is trash. So is Cooper Rush.
Well, I will say,
Josh Dobbs, there's no good options.
I will say, it does not bode well that he spent all of last year on the Browns practice squad, which given the Browns quarterback room, Bailey Zappi couldn't even get a shot. He started one game in 2024 for Cleveland. Last year, didn't play a game. They were throwing Dylan Gabriel out there. Like it's not good that Bailey Zappi couldn't even get a look in that quarterback room.
But I will say, like right now, if they don't sign anybody,
oh, he's probably QB2.
He's QB2. Klubnik would be 3. But yeah, and I know that this may go against the ethos of what Aaron Glenn wants. And look, I'm a proponent of signing Russell Wilson, and then Klubnik is your 3, and then Zappy, possible practice squad guy. I think that's much better than what they went with last year.
Yeah.
If they don't sign a veteran, Cade Klubnik should be QB2. He should be QB2.
Maybe he'll have to win the job. It'll be a competition. Like, I don't think they'll just hand it. They're not going to hand the backup quarterback job to a guy they signed to a futures deal in January.
Because, I mean, with Klubnik, I know that, you don't want to play year 1 and all that. Well, they don't want to really play ever because they're going to take a quarterback next year. But I would say almost, think of it this way. Imagine if the Jets pick Cade Klubnik in the 3rd round, if they use that sort of capital on him. I think he's immediate. Well, when you think about it, if you trade or 3 4th-round picks worth a 3rd-round pick, because that's what they invested in Cade Klubnik. 2 4th-round picks to trade up to get him.
No. It's just 1/4.
Or 2 4th-round picks. Is that equal to a 3rd-round pick?
Well, they also got a 6 back, so no.
The point being,
it's not. But I get what you're saying. I will say that they're not going to just like hand it if they go into camp with Zappy, Klubnik, and Brady Cook as the other 3 quarterbacks in the roster. The messaging from the organization will be that it's a 3-way battle for the QB2 job. Yes, Brady Cook will likely be involved in that. I don't think the organization will view him internally as a legitimate option, but he will technically be receiving QB2 reps, and I imagine they'll be competing there.
Going back to last year, this is why I felt bad for Aaron Glenn. Like, when people were asking him, like, man, why are you starting Brady Cook again? And he couldn't say, like, look, like all the euphemisms they had to use about why Brady Cook is playing.
Yeah, no,
I'm like, you don't believe that. You don't believe this, Aaron Glenn.
Clearly, the Jets drafted Klubnik with the goal of him being their long-term backup. And if they believe he's ready to be that role immediately, if they believe he's ready to be QB2 immediately, they'll give him the job. I just hesitate to say that he's going to be, because it's extremely rare to see a team draft a quarterback on day 3 and then leave them as their QB2. Like, that is like to start the season. That is. I can't remember the last. I mean, I'm sure there's examples in recent memory. I can't think of one off the top of my head of a team drafting a quarterback on day 3, and then that guy is your week 1 QB2. That's just very rare. But
Jack, I don't know. When he was 1 because he got hurt, but he
went I guess he would have been QB2. Yeah, I guess he would have been QB2. But
fun fact, by the way, since Jack, there have only been 2 quarterbacks picked on day 3 with more than 20 starts in the NFL.
Okay, hold on.
Let's see if you can get him. So over the last
obviously Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's an
Purdy's one.
Purdy's the obvious one. So Dak was 2016. He was drafted.
Yeah.
Let's see. So 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th.
No, 2016. Yeah.
Yeah, he was 2016. He was drafted. What round pick was he?
6th.
6th round pick. Who has started? How many games in the NFL has he started?
I don't have the number in front of me. I know he's in the 40s.
Oh, I should get it, obviously. Give me the initials. I'll get it then.
Well, then I'll give it away. But
well, all right, then give me has he played for only one team?
No, he's played for a bunch.
Played for a bunch of teams. Oh, Gardner Minshew.
That's
there it is. Yeah.
If I said GM, you would have got it.
Yeah. There you go.
A couple comments. Slow Runner says Zach is on the Saints. Maybe Jets can talk Saints into trading Spencer Rattler. I would like Spencer Rattler too, but I
don't know why they would trade him.
How do I phrase this? Like, if they want to make another quarterback addition, like, keep it simple. I suspect they're waiting for Will Levis to get cut. It would probably be a veteran, because then it'd be young guy.
Levis would be a lot.
Like, if they bring in another guy, it would have to be a guy who's been around the block and can pick up an offense. And if Geno gets hurt or he's completely washed and they're not like out of it yet, because if they're out of it, Klubnik would probably play. They would need a guy to operate this offense a little bit. And that would be like a Russell Wilson or like a Josh Dobbs. It wouldn't be a Rattler who's still trying to develop.
The issue, Slow Runner said Jets waiting for the Browns to cut Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel. The issue with waiting for a team to cut a quarterback is you're not adding that quarterback until like first week of August or first week of September or at the very end of August.
Got to bring him up to speed with the playbook and everything.
And especially if that's a younger guy like a Rattler, Shedeur, Gabriel, whoever, right? They now have to learn a playbook. They're likely not going to be QB2 to start the season. You're hoping that they get to the point where they're QB2. And if you're bringing one of those guys in, they probably are going to be. But you're probably not going to, that's not ideal. Like you want to bring, if you're bringing in another quarterback, you want to do so before training camp starts, before the preseason starts. I do think Levis, it makes the most sense of any trade target. He's going to be the one that's most affordable. I like Spencer Rattler a lot. They're not just going to give him up for nothing. He's still got 2 years of team control, I believe, on his contract. Extremely cheap contract for a guy. I believe he was a 5th-round pick, Spencer Rattler.
And he's held his own when he's played, so it's not like he's nothing.
100%. Like Spencer Rattler is a good backup. I would absolutely take Spencer Rattler on the Jets. I don't see why New Orleans would trade him for anything less than like a 4th-round pick.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah, they would want a decent draft capital to trade Spencer Rattler. I don't see why they would do that.
Austrian Jet fans, Sorsby is coming to save us.
Maybe he is. That will continue to be
that's a whole other can of worms.
What do you call it? I guess the wild card in this quarterback discussion. It's
knowing the Jets will take him, and then they're like, "Oh, he's suspended 10 games," and then
I imagine that NFL teams are going to want clarity. If Sorsby is declared ineligible by the NCAA, this is how I imagine it'll go. If he's declared ineligible, he will declare for the supplemental, assuming he does declare for the supplemental draft.
But how long is that going to take? Because the supplemental draft
the supplemental draft will be held in July. So they have time. I'm sure the NCAA will issue a ruling probably by the end of the month. I don't know how long this stuff gets dragged out sometimes, but it'll probably happen.
With lawyers and investigations. I don't know if it'll be too quick.
I don't know. But if that does happen and he's declared ineligible, he will likely declare for the supplemental draft. At least that's what it sounds like. If that does happen, I imagine NFL teams will want some clarity from the league on what potential punishment he could face from the league once he's in the NFL. Then teams will determine what they're willing to bid on him. But I don't think we're going to go into the supplemental draft with teams being like, I don't know if he's suspended for no games or for an entire season. I have no idea. I think we'll have clarity on that before the draft. I think NFL teams would really need that clarity if they're going to put bids on him.
Slow runner. Klubnik has a brain and played 44 starts in college. Maybe he can be a serviceable backup.
I will say of any of the, and this is the reason that we believe that the Jets moved up to get Klubnik, was he was kind of the last of that. It was really just him and Beck, honestly, of guys that were like, you know what? These dudes can probably be long.
Healthy Nussmeier, different conversation.
Yeah. Healthy Nussmeier. Obviously, Nussmeier, at the time, we didn't realize that. But
God, he got screwed.
Clearly, the back injury, the cyst on his back, and everything that he was dealing with.
I feel so bad for that guy.
Yeah, it is very unfortunate. I agree. I also feel bad. That didn't sound earnest, but I do. I was just in the middle of a point.
Poor guy. You know?
Yeah, I also feel bad. Yeah. But no, I think Klubnik, like, is rare. Like I said, it's rare for a day 3 rookie to be a QB2 right out the gate. Klubnik seems like somebody that would be more equipped to do that than a Taylon Green, right? You're not going to want a Taylon Green, even a Drew Aller, being your QB2 out the gate. Maybe
that seems like part of Klubnik's appeal too, isn't it? Is that he can come in and play right away and kind of at least just not drown.
Right. Now you got to get him in camp. Like, the reason teams rarely do it is because you don't know what these young quarterbacks are going to look like until you get them in your building, you get them in camp, and you see them in your offense, in your scheme, and you're like, okay, this guy's either further along than we thought, or you get a Christian Hackenberg situation and you immediately are like, oh, we fucked up. Like, we fucked up. This guy should not
be that bad.
No, I agree. But I'm just saying, like, usually with quarterbacks, you could kind of tell immediately, like, okay, this guy's got it, or he does not have it at all.
That was kind of funny too, because with Hackenberg, they didn't even, like, typically, even if a guy struggles, you're like, all right, we'll give him a little bit. He's working through things. Even if you're bad in the preseason, you're like, well, we know the talent. He was in practice for like a week.
Yeah.
And they immediately were like, give up. We messed up. Like, they not that they never gave him a shot, but
yep.
I've seen all I need to see. A couple weeks of non-padded practices. They're like, okay, this guy sucks.
They knew.
It was kind of crazy.
Keep it simple. Last Wednesday OTAs, I believe May 27th is when it starts. And then it goes till June 11th. And then right after that, I think the 13th to the 15th or something around that is mini camp. And then that's it until training camp. And then we got That's the real dead period. The real dead period of the NFL offseason is between mini camp and training camp. There's 6 weeks.
We're gonna have some really cool stuff for you cooking, though. There's a project that I've been working on that the Jets will be involved in, and spoilers, yeah.
That's exciting.
Exciting stuff. Austrian Jet fan Mike F. and White. What's he up to?
Is he on a roster right now?
Where is he?
I don't know. We're both looking him up. Not the guy who made White Lotus.
Panthers. Not that guy. I remember when I went to Marist, the quarterback for like 2 years was also named Mike White.
He's not currently on a roster. So he was released from the Panthers practice squad in November, and that is the last. He was on there for. He briefly signed their active roster. But yeah, he is not. He's kicking around nowhere right now. Maybe he'll be in the UFL. Who knows? I guess the UFL is going
31,
on right now,
man. Holy.
Yeah. The ship probably sailed on that.
Late 5th round pick. That's a better career than most quarterbacks picked there. He's carved something out for himself.
He had he will forever be remembered by a certain generation of Jets fans. There's just like a generation of Jets fans remembers Ray Lucas. I feel like he will kind of be that same kind of legendary, this folk legend. It's like, you weren't there.
Winning. Ray Lucas is on good teams.
I know, but you weren't there for Mike White. It's going to be that 400-yard game, that Bengals game. You weren't there, man. You had to be there.
I remember I was watching it at Chickies and Pete's, and
I don't know what that is.
The crab fries, the sports bar.
That's not a Long Island.
Oh, Justin.
It's got to be a Jersey thing. I don't know, man.
No, it's more like a Philly thing, but they have places in Jersey. It's a sports bar. Their signature thing are these crab fries, which are like the crinkle cup, but they have Old Bay seasoning on them, and they come out hot, and you dip them in cheese sauce. Oh, it's so good.
Okay, that sounds delicious. It
is good. You've already have burgers and wings and bar food. But I'm watching that game with a buddy of mine, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna, because the Bengals were good that year. They went to the Super Bowl. I'm like, oh, they're gonna get killed. Who's this stiff Mike White? And then he complete. I'm like, okay. He completed his first 9 passes. I'm like, oh, we are witnessing something. And then he caught the touchdown. I'm like, oh, we are. Oh no, was it a 2-point conversion he caught or a touchdown?
2-point conversion. 2-point.
Yeah, and then.
Do you know where I was? I just remembered where I was, Mike. You've invoked a memory for me. This is going to be crazy humble brags. I apologize in advance. I was in Croatia.
I was in my villa in the south of France.
I was in a beautiful Airbnb in Croatia. And I
was like, Europe, yeah, it was close.
Because for those who don't know, I lived in Germany for 3 years. That's a fun lore. I'm sure some people know that. But I was in Croatia on
exploring the Zagreb nightlife over there, or
not
what?
Zagreb, Split. Split was Split. Yeah, Split.
Spelled like split in half. Split.
Split. Yep. Split.
Rename
Zagreb's kind of Split's because Split's on the coast. Zagreb's up north. It's not near the coast. But I was there.
Were there 2 parts of the city you had to go to, or?
No, good one. That was fun. And I was in this Airbnb, and I remember at the time, I was there with my ex at the time, and she was like,
"Oh boy, here we go."
Because we were trying to go out to dinner. We were trying to go out to dinner because it was dinner time there, but it was I had to cover the Mike White shit, and I was like, I'm so sorry.
Don't understand Mike White,
and this is why she met. No, I'm kidding. And then we broke up.
Mike White tearing families apart.
And yeah, it was I chose Mike White over my my then ex or my then yeah, so she wasn't too happy about that, but listen, man, it's part of the job description, sometimes Mike White throws for 400 yards and you got to cover it. I don't know.
I'm married to the game.
I'm married to the grind, baby. All right.
Well, I don't know. I can't top that. So I think we're going to go into,
we want to have some fun, Mike.
We're going to go into our last segment. We're going to keep things a little light here on the Jet Press.
I'm very excited for this. Can I intro this?
Yes, you can. This is your baby, so take it away.
This is. So we did a little short, YouTube short, TikTok, whatever. Many of you are probably familiar with the concept of immaculate grids. I love them. They're really fun. Mike literally did one right before the show. Literally 5 minutes before we went live. He was like, oh shit, I got to do my immaculate grid. I made a few Jets ones, a few Jets themed immaculate grids. And Mike, this is going to be for you. You briefly saw them right before the show, but you have not had a chance to fill these out. I also want chat to try and beat Mike with these because unfortunately, unlike the real immaculate grid, we don't have percentage scores for these. So it's just, can you fill these criteria with certain players or whatever?
If it sounds more rare, we'll give you credit for it.
Yeah, I want the most obscure answers possible for some of these. And some of them will, some of them will lend themselves to more obscure answers. Some of them might only have a couple of possible solutions. It is, only Jets themed after all. But are we ready for our first grid, Mike? Okay. Let's see. Is this going to block anything? No, that's perfect. That works.
Okay, there we go.
For the audio listeners, because I'm just now, literally as I pulled this up, just now realizing not a great thing for audio listeners, but the grid here, the top row is acquired via trade. There's a photo of Robert Saleh, which that's going to be played under Robert Saleh, and then quarterback. Those are your 3 columns at the top, and then your 3 rows on the left. Played for the Green Bay Packers, and also obviously all of these, of course, are the inclusion of playing with the Jets. 1 or more receiving touchdowns in a career, we'll say, with the Jets that had to have been with the Jets, and started 16 or more games in a season with the Jets. Mike, I will let you choose where you want to start. One thing also, we will probably do this in the future. We can't fill these in live on stream because I don't know what Mike's going to say, and I'm not going to, whatever. We'll figure out a way to do that in the future. This was kind of hastily thrown together the last second, but I want to hear answers in chat. And Mike, where are you going to start with this?
Well, I'm going to do the quarterback row first and kind of knock that off.
Okay, the quarterback column. Okay. What do you got?
So, playing for the Packers, I'm not going to do the obvious one. I'm going to do the second most obvious one and go for Favre here.
That's a good choice. Brett Favre for quarterback and played for the Green Bay Packers, of course, also played with the Jets. There's 3 that come to mind that I know work for that. There's probably more, but 3 come to mind.
This is going to be an obvious one for receiving touchdowns, but I just remember Zach against the Steelers.
Mike, would you believe it if I said that's the only possible option? I believe Zach Wilson is the only quarterback in Jets history who has a receiving touchdown.
Well, so I'm 2 for 2 already. That's
good. That was the only option. I think that, unless I'm wrong, somebody can fact check me on that.
I think this, otherwise I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think that's right, or else I'm wrong.
When we did this for the shorts too, I'm like, you're like, there's only one option. I go, what about this guy? And you go, oh wait, that guy counts too. So this is now 2 times in a row.
No, you were like, I was like, there's only one option for this, and you go, well, what about these 2? And I was like, okay, there's 3 options for this.
I left out 66% of the options.
Actually, well, I guess because it didn't happen with the Jets. Did Tim Tebow ever catch a touchdown in his career?
No, he should have, but he didn't.
I don't think he did. And it wouldn't have been with the Jets anyway.
May have played longer if he decided to start doing that.
Yeah. Well, quarterback started 16 or more games in the season. There's a lot of options for that. How obscure can you go?
Because it's tougher because older quarterbacks like missed more games and got hurt more because there was less safety rules. But did Richard Todd ever start all 16 games?
I imagine. I'll double check, but I imagine.
I think he did, right?
Yep. He did it 3 different times.
Okay, Richard Todd. So already 3 for 3.
3 for 3, Mike. I would say that's the if we do it the other grid, because we have two. We'll do the second grid probably. The second grid's a little bit more challenging, I think, and more fun.
All right, now Packers. I want to get that row.
Okay, so Packers acquired via trade, and then Packers played under Robert Saleh.
Did they trade for any Packers other than Rodgers?
That's a great question.
Cobb was a free agent. Lazard was a free agent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they traded for Devontae Adams.
They did trade for Devontae Adams.
They did. Not from the Packers, but
acquired via trade. That's Devontae Adams.
So there you go for it. Those are. I'm trying to think of this too as we go along. I just
that's sure 4. If we're going to count Devontae there.
When I made this, I just made sure there was answers for all of these, and that you weren't going to get stuck at any point. I didn't think of all the possible answers for it, but did Austin's? No, never mind.
No, so Devontae's 4. I'm going to go Randall Cobb for Packers Saleh.
Okay, you don't want to try and go more obscure with that. You don't know.
I know there's like backup defensive linemen and stuff.
You don't want to bust out like a Malik Taylor.
No, I don't want to do Malik Taylor.
Why not?
Because I want to get some checked off. So I got 5.
Okay.
Let's see.
Fair enough.
Acquired via trade and 1 or more receiving touchdown. Well, this should be easy. I'm just trying to remember who the Jets have traded for.
Keep it simple. Did say Favre, of course, acquired via trade and played for the Packers. But in typical immaculate grid rules, if you use a player
only use one,
you can't use them again. But that is correct. Favre would have also worked for that. So acquired via trade, 1 or more receiving.
Mike Williams didn't catch any touchdowns with the Jet. No, did he?
Mike Williams did. So you're saying for Saleh, right?
No, for 1 or more receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, Saleh, 1 or more receiving touchdowns.
No, for acquired via trade.
No, the Jets signed Mike Williams.
Oh, they signed Mike Williams. Okay, so.
And he also had no touchdowns. So he actually said
wow. I forgot he had no touchdowns.
There's an obviously. Yeah, Mike Williams did not catch a touchdown with the Jets.
Wait a minute. I'm just thinking back to last year. Did Mechie catch an obvious touchdown?
Yeah, I believe he did. I believe Adonai Mitchell did too, no?
I think they both did. Mechie definitely did. Yeah, Mechie. All right, so that counts.
Mechie, yeah, I believe they both did. Yeah, Mechie works. Obscure. I don't know what some older obscure. I mean,
we could go back to the 90s of,
You could go like and say Lavernius Coles was acquired.
Santana Moss got traded for him. The Jets never got him back, though, so that wouldn't count.
Brandon Marshall, obviously. Oh, by the way, I did look this up. There's one extremely obscure pull for acquired via trade and play for the Packers. And it is such a crazy. He played one game for the Packers after the Jets. The Jets acquired him in a trade. He's a running back.
Well, we'll figure that out later. I'm just trying to get the grid done here.
Okay. I was doing a little trivia here. They traded for him, I think, in 2022. Mike,
nope.
That helps you.
So
is James Robinson?
Nope. Wouldn't have got that. Wouldn't have got that.
James.
There's no way I would have remembered he played for the Packers.
He played one game for the Packers.
So Saleh, one or more receiving touchdowns.
Yep.
I want to go like early, like 2021. Saleh.
Sure. It's a lot of.
They didn't have Corey Davis then yet.
Nope. I hear you typing.
What?
Don't be cheating. I hear you typing. Don't be cheating.
I was texting someone in Slack because I got a DM. So it's
it's
work business.
You're so popular.
It's work business.
I didn't realize.
Justin Freed. Who was on that 2021 team that caught touchdowns?
Some obvious names.
I'm trying to think. Who were the receivers? It was Corey Davis. It was Elijah Moore. Jamison Crowder was there. Did Keelan Cole catch a touchdown?
Was he there with
He was there with
I guess he would have been, right? Yeah, Keelan Cole. Did Keelan Cole caught one touchdown?
Barely. So now we just need started. We just need started 16 games in a season, and we need acquired via trade.
Yep.
And Saleh for both of them. So let's. Well, the obvious one for Rodgers could fit either of these.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use him for one of them. I'm gonna go acquired via trade and start all 16. I'll use that as my Rodgers.
Okay. Started 16 plus games. Okay. There's a lot of Rodgers. Another one that I thought of could be Demario Davis.
Mario Davis did. Saleh in all 16 games because I don't want to have a guy like, he missed week 8 and then he played 16.
Sure.
Let me think. Saleh who played because Zach never did.
No.
So it would have to be like an offensive lineman.
Could be.
They don't get hurt. I'm trying to think here.
There's a lot of
this is something where
there's a lot of guys.
If Chad can help me out here.
There's a lot. You can't think of one player that would have started 16
games. Well, there's a bunch I'm trying to pick from, but also I don't remember the stats of games played. So a guy could have played 15 games, which is a lot, but then I don't remember the injury, but then that doesn't count for the purposes of this.
I guess. I mean, I'm sure you could just I don't know, man. Connor McGovern probably did it. There's a lot of names that can come to mind.
Morgan Moses, maybe?
Yeah, he was an Iron Man.
Morgan Moses.
Morgan Moses absolutely would have done that. It's his first year. He actually, funnily enough, remember his first year, he didn't start week 1 because that was the year Becton got hurt, but he did start the rest of the games, and that was the 17-game season. So he did start 16 games that year.
All right, so that I got everybody.
The Morgan Moses works. You did. That would have been everybody. There you go.
Nice.
Well done. I would love to see if others want to fill. Maybe I'll tweet these out, and people can fill it out if they want to. Mike, do you want to do one more grid before we wrap it up?
Let's try one more.
This one's fun. I had a lot of fun putting this one together.
Every time Justin says something's fun, I dread.
No. You're going to have a blast. So for this second one, our category.
Oh, come on.
Our categories here.
Alliterative.
The top 3 columns. Played for the Seahawks. Of course, also played for the Jets. Acquired via free agency. Alliterative names. So that means that their first and last name has to start with the same letter. I can give you hints if you need help there.
Even though that's not technically alliteration,
that is alliteration. What do you
mean?
But
I remember this because before the show.
Yeah, I said
what about Kellen Clemens? That's alliterative. It's just not the same letter. You go, well, that doesn't count.
Nah, we're gonna stick with specifically they have to be the same letter. Same letter, first and last name.
All right.
I mean, it's still alliteration. The rows, the left column, the left rows, team captain. So there had to have been a team captain with the Jets, which that one's, I had to look back and find all the team captains. Not even that easy.
I don't remember team captains.
You can do your best to guess. Played under Adam Gase, and then defensive back. Simple enough.
So I'm going to go Bradley McDougald for the defensive back Seahawks.
Okay, good one.
Came back in the Jamal Adams.
Yep, 100%. That absolutely works.
And this will be obvious, but I want to get one checked off on a harder box. Le'Veon Bell for Gase free agency.
Sure, yeah, that works. Absolutely. There's a lot.
He is. Oh boy.
Well, that's actually very funny.
Football is not going well for him.
That's actually very funny that you do that for the Gase one, considering the comments that Le'Veon Bell recently had about Adam Gase. I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't believe that. By the way,
I don't know what he referred to it as white girl. Is that what he said? Right?
Yeah,
the code word.
I'm gonna call him an unreliable narrator. I think is fair to say.
I think that's accurate. It is really funny that Adam Gase emerges from hiding and returns to the NFL, and Le'Veon Bell is immediately like, "Yeah, he was doing drugs." Like
he had a charity boxing match with Adrian Peterson. I'm like, how do you both need money that badly? How? I don't get it.
I know.
I couldn't spend that much money if I tried.
No, you could.
What they got? No, Adrian Peterson all those years? No way.
All right,
I think he had like child support for like a bunch of and legal defenses. Like he had
maybe.
I think he filed for bankruptcy. I'm like, how?
you got Le'Veon for Gase free agency, and you got Bradley McDougald for Seahawks defensive back.
So a defensive back does this count now?
Yeah, we could do.
So like Nashawn Wright can count for defensive back free agency.
Sure. If there's others, if you want, you can go like Jordan Whitehead or whatever. But yeah, that works.
That works. Okay, Nashawn so I got 3. Played for the Seahawks.
You're staying away. I noticed you're staying away from that alliterative name column.
Well, yeah, because it's. I had 1, and then you're like, that doesn't count. So, and he wouldn't have even counted for any of these. But
yeah, what's Kellen Clemens gonna be? Kellen Clemens wasn't a captain.
He wishes he was. Was DeMario Davis ever a Jets captain?
He was 1 year.
He was? Well, then there you go.
I checked. I made sure ahead of time to get a list of all the guys who were team captains, like that I could find. DeMario Davis was a team captain. And I also bet, Mike, I bet he's going to be a team captain this year too.
Yeah. If he's not, then fire Glenn.
Yeah. But he was a team captain.
So Phillips, Gino, those are the 3 immediate captains.
Yeah, probably. Garrett should be.
Garrett should be.
Special teams will be interesting. I actually don't know who they go special teams. It was McCrary Ball last year. I don't know if they keep it with him.
So let's see.
Maybe Stiggers. I don't know.
Did we do Gase Seahawks yet? Because there's an obvious one.
Who's the obvious
Leonard
one?
Williams.
Right. Leonard Williams, of course.
So I'm trying to think if there are any others.
McDougald would have also worked for that.
I feel like oddly the Jets and the Seahawks have had a lot of players bounce in between them.
There's a reason that I chose the Seahawks.
Over the years.
Yes, there's a reason that I chose this.
Oh, did he play for Gase, though? I don't think he played for Gase.
Who?
Brano Giacomini?
Oh, that's a great pull. I don't think he played for Gase. He missed Gase too. I'm looking at Jermaine Kearse as well, who came up in a recent video of ours. He missed Gase as well by a year.
I had to remember.
Damn. James Carpenter missed Gase by a year too.
All these Seahawks, jeez. First thing he said, get rid of the Seahawks.
Yeah. There's a fun one. Yeah, there's one that played for both. There's a cornerback who was drafted by the Jets in 2019 who played for both.
Couldn't be like Bless Austin.
It's Bless Austin. Good shit.
Whoa, okay.
Bless Austin played for the Jets, and of course, under Adam Gase, 2019. He actually played for the Jets under both Gase years, 2019, 2020, and then went to the Seahawks in 2021.
Was Jamal Adams ever a Jets captain?
Yeah, absolutely he was.
Then he's in there.
Yep. Leonard Williams would have also worked for that. You know who else would have worked for that? Sam Darnold.
You know who else would have? Yeah. Well,
who else would have worked for that?
Yeah.
Another one that this would have been.
Zach Wilson a captain?
Yeah, he was. If you're a quarterback, the most, I think, obscure poll that you could have for that one. Oh, there's 2 actually. You could have said George Fant for team captain Seahawks.
Fant was a captain of the New York
team Jets. Captain. And another one that, this is a crazy one. You could have said Jason Myers. Jason Myers was a team captain for the Jets.
Marist College alum.
That would have been probably the wildest poll. There's when I was going back and finding all the old team captains, the wildest one that I could find, Mike. And I would be amazed if anyone in chat remembers this. Matthias Farley was a team captain for the Jets. Do you remember Matthias Farley, the safety?
No.
Safety out of Notre Dame. He played for the Colts. He was a special teams captain for the Jets.
The alliterative name, I don't even.
So you're looking at alliterative name and Gase. Let me see how many possible options are. There's one that immediately comes to mind for me. Let's see. There's a couple, I think. Yeah, there's at least 2 that immediately come to mind. 3. No, did he play under Gase?
Again with the
I don't know.
With not knowing the pool.
I know. I know. No, he did. He just missed Gase I was thinking Dakota Dozier, but he missed Gase by a year.
Okay, there we go.
There's one. The one that I'll give you this one. Wide receiver was a waiver wire pickup for the Jets. Recently, obviously played under Gase.
Waiver wire pickups from 7 years ago.
He was a notable Jet. He is a notable Jet that Jets fans remember. Jets fans remember him very well. He is, I believe he was still in the league as of last year. I don't know if he's on a team now, but he was on a roster last season.
Was he like one of their top players?
No, but he was a notable enough player. He also contributed on special teams a lot.
I got nothing. Let me think.
He was drafted in the 6th round, not by the Jets.
He was a receiver? Gee, I got nothing.
He never played. Chad can guess this too. I feel like I'm giving a lot of hints now. He never played for the team that drafted him, and then the Jets claimed him off waivers.
I don't know who this player is.
Last season, he played for the Texans. After leaving the Jets in 2022, he went to the Miami Dolphins, where he spent 2 years.
Who is it?
He was really good friends. I'm going to give you hints.
I don't know. This is not helping.
He was notably good friends with Zach Wilson. They wore shirts for each other.
I don't know. Just say who it is.
He dated a model.
Braxton Berrios. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that does it. Dated a model. Braxton Berrios. Yes. Braxton Berrios. Yeah, that took a lot of hints. Braxton Berrios, Adam Gase, alliterative name. Another one that would have worked for that.
How is he still in the league?
He played for the Texans.
Because when he said still in the league, I ruled him out.
He briefly played for the Texans last year.
He did. You're really stretching that.
What do you mean stretching? What? I said he played for a team last year. I actually said it wasn't even notable. I'm pretty sure I said briefly. Another one that could have worked for that, Mike, is I just had it. Foley Fatukasi. That was the first name that I thought of. Foley Fatukasi would have worked.
I don't know these things.
Who else would have maybe crossed paths with Gase? I don't think Max Mitchell did. Max Mitchell, was he?
I got one.
Was Max Mitchell?
Antonio Allen.
Yes, that's your boy. I had a feeling you were going to say that. There's a couple defensive backs. Marcus May also works for that, obviously. Chuck Clark would have worked for that, which that one's a little bit, I guess that's not alliteration technically, but it's first and last name, same letter. So, and LaRon Landry.
No, alliteration does not count. And
don't pick apart my game, Mike. Don't pick. I explained what the category meant beforehand. You knew the rules. You couldn't think of them. That's on you.
This is a kangaroo court.
If you wanted to go extreme pull for alliterative name defensive back, you could have said Rashard Robinson. Remember Rashard Robinson?
Corner from LSU.
Yeah, I played for the Niners.
Got suspended.
J-Mark, we might be delayed. J-Mark, he might be delayed. J-Mark said Berrios. Yes, it was Braxton Berrios. Okay. And then also, I
did with an alliterative name.
Just realizing this now, by the way, you could have also said Malachi Moore for alliteration defensive back.
Well, I didn't. I said okay. Antonio Allen.
Well, team captain alliterative name you already got. It was Demario Davis.
But I already. Oh yeah, I didn't use him yet.
Yeah.
No, I used him already.
No, you didn't. For what?
For free agency.
Oh, well, then there's another name that I said that you could also use. I already gave you it. It's actually 2 that you could use.
Marcelino McCrary.
Yeah, that's the other one. You could say Marcelino McCrary.
Not even close to alliterative, but it counts for.
No, that's alliteration.
Marcelino McCrary.
That's alliteration is just sounding like it's starting with the same sound.
It's the same sounds phonetically.
Starting with the same phonetic sound. Marcelino McCrary. Ma. It's ma and ma.
We sound so stupid.
This sounds like a Seinfeld bit.
We need to get a phonics teacher in here to.
You could have also said Marcus May.
I could have, yes.
I believe Fatukasi was also a captain. You could have said Foley Fatukasi for that too. I'm giving you all the answers now. These might be used in future grids. I can't give all my my secrets away.
I need to go study Hooked on Phonics, and then next time I'll be better.
This is easy, man. Like this
I like how you said it was hard, and then I'm struggling, and you're like, "This is easy."
No, okay. The alliteration part is not hard to grasp. It
was for me. I got the other ones fine.
See, J Mark said, "Buddy, Zach Wilson was the one that worked for me." Yeah, see, I thought it was pretty obvious. I gave you a million hints about Berrios. Well, I hope
I just memory hold him.
I think you did well, Mike.
I think so too.
I think you did good. I'll put those out on Twitter and see if anybody can give us some better ones. I really want to see people come up with the most obscure answers. I gave some of them, but the most obscure answers for some of those. There was one. Was it did I have alliterative name Gase? A crazy poll when I was doing some digging and trying to find names. A guy you have no idea exists, Mike. There's no way you remember this person. But do you remember BJ Bello?
Was he a linebacker?
Do you remember?
Wow,
he was. Holy shit. He was a linebacker. I'm amazed you remembered that. Yeah, BJ Bello was a linebacker. He played for the Jets under Gase.
I mean, I saw some transaction wire years ago, and then that came up. And then
those are the polls I want to see. So I'll put those out on Twitter. But anyway, Mike, I think that does it. I think we're wrapping up.
Call time on this episode of the Jet Press Podcast. Justin, feel free to take us home.
I hope that you had fun with those immaculate grids, Mike. I definitely want to make some more of those. I have a blast putting them together, and maybe we'll put them in some shorts in the near future too. You guys can keep an eye out for that. But yeah, any final thoughts on the Jets, Mike? Before we
Geno save us.
Geno save us. Here we are. Well, time is a flat circle, man.
It is 2013. The Jets are hoping Geno.
Yeah, 13 years later.
2016. The Jets are hoping Geno can save them. It's 2026. The Jets are hoping Geno can save them.
Geno still save us. Anyway, thank you all for joining us on the show today. Follow Mike on Twitter at @ByMikeLuciano. Follow me on Twitter, Justin Fried. Follow the Jet Press at the Jet Press. Download the Jet Press podcast wherever you get your podcast. Check us out on YouTube and TikTok. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you again to Austrian Jet Fan who donated 20 memberships today. We say it every time, but you are the man. We stream live every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you all for listening to Jet Press podcast. I've been Justin Fried. That's Mike Luciano.
See you folks next week.